What? Can we make fried chicken better than the Colonel? Let's find out. Step into my office. Welcome back to My Man Cooks. We're going to be doing fried chicken today. My way. The way I do it. So, we want to basically brine our chicken. So what I'm going to do is, we got some buttermilk, some hot sauce of your choice, and if you thought we were making it out of here without using beer in our cooking, you were wrong. Got my camper cooking koozie on my beer. We're going to throw that in there. But where I feel a lot of fried chicken recipes fall short is your aromatics. So the first thing I'm going to do, I have some sage, I have some rosemary, and I have some thyme. This came out of our fresh garden, and I'm using big pieces because I don't want to be picking little pieces off of the chicken when it comes out. Now, here we have sage, thyme, and rosemary. Same herbs that are going to be in our buttermilk brine. These are going in the oven at 170 degrees so that I can make powder out of them. Now what that's going to do is that's going to end up going in our flour. I also have 3 cloves of garlic that have been lightly cooked. I just want to gain access to what's inside the garlic. I have 3 cups of buttermilk that's going in. Then, what we're going to do is hot sauce. Now you're not getting all of that heat from it. You're just getting a lot of the flavor that's in the hot sauce, and you can use whatever kind you want. There's all many different kinds out there, and I'm just kind of going until I see that I have added enough of it. It depends on your vessel, how much chicken you're doing. You can do a whole chicken if you want and break it down. Some might argue that's too expensive now. You can get chicken legs pretty cheap along with some chicken thighs, and you could do that, which is what we've opted for. So we've added our hot sauce. I want to whisk this together. You can see that hot sauce turns the color of our buttermilk, and I can see that I want to add more. Alrighty, so our buttermilk mixture is now pink, and we have our aromatics in there. The garlic doesn't want to stay in there, but it has to. Okay. So we whisk it together. I'm going to add some beer. But I want to see how far this brine takes us. So I'm adding our drumsticks. And I'm going to grab our thighs. And I can see that I really don't need to add that much, but I want everything to be fully submerged. So now what I'm going to do is rinse my hands. And I'll see you back. Can't mess up the camper cooking koozie. So I'm going to add our beer. Now, kind of fold everything in, get it nice and incorporated, and again the key is to get everything submerged. Now, if you want this to act faster, leave it out at room temp. If you want it, if you have time to let it sit overnight, do that. You do that in the fridge. But what you want is that buttermilk and all of the other ingredients are going to incorporate with the chicken and the herbs and the aromatics. It's all going to help give flavor to our meat, not just our breading. And since you have not used a whole can of beer, you can finish the rest. So in the miracle of time, in our oven, here's our sage, here's our thyme, and here's our rosemary. I've also added some coriander and some black pepper. And this is going to help our seasoning mix that is going to end up going into our dredge or our flour. So what I'm going to do is, all this stuff is going to get chopped up. It's going to go into this bullet deal right here. And it will be our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spice blend to go with some other spices that are going in our dredge. So here is our spice blend of sage, thyme, rosemary, pepper, black pepper, and coriander. So the Colonel uses, I believe it's, 11 spices in their chicken dredge. I'm going 12, not to one-up them or anything like that, but this is what I thought would taste good. So we have our pepper, sage, thyme, rosemary, and coriander. I have some sumac. I've got onion and garlic powder. Then I've got smoked paprika, cumin, and chili powder. I want all of it in there. And then we have some of our salt. That is going to get whisked into our dredge until it becomes one thing. And this is in about 2.5 cups of flour. So we have our chicken that's been sitting in our herbs, buttermilk, beer, and hot sauce. When we do this, they tell you keep one hand for wet stuff, one hand for dry stuff. Some people even go as far to use gloves. Now, I'm here to tell you, just move the dry stuff onto the chicken. Now what we want to do is we actually want to squeeze the flour into the chicken. And then when you pick it up, you see how we have these little, not only is it totally covered, but we've got all these little craggy parts. That is going to turn into something much nicer when we fry it. So we're just going to repeat this process until we get through all of our chicken. Got our oil up to temp. Now the way we do this is we put it in and we lay away from us. Put it in and we lay away from us. We want our oil temperature between 350 and 375. We're going to do this in batches until we're done all the way through. We have 165 internal temp. So it's time to pull. I have these chilling on a wire rack with some paper towel underneath to catch the grease. And now we repeat the process. Again, in, lay away from you. This time we get a thigh. In, lay away from you. So here is our finished product. Now keep in mind, it is going to be a bit darker because we've added spices and things like that to our dredge. But it's not overcooked or anything like that. And just so I can show you guys, that's what we're working with. So let me see how it is. mean, to me, that is way better than anything you're going to get at KFC. And of course, you got all these little crunchy bits. Taste points, big time. I think it's better than KFC. And I hope that you guys try this. I hope you guys like, share, subscribe if you like what we're doing. And I appreciate you coming into our kitchen. We'll see you in the next video.